This episode of the Sloopcast is brought to you by the Iron Bean Coffee Company. Iron Bean Coffee Company is a premium, small batch, roast to order, veteran owned coffee company right in your own hometown of Perrysburg, Ohio. Fair trade certified and USDA organic. Some of the great products that they have is the Ride or Die. It's a medium blend. It's a gentle, distinctive version of the classic American breakfast cup. Brazilian yellow bourbon coffee bean with superb smoothness and flavor. Want something a little darker? Why not the good old Thor, the thunder and lightning that will course through your veins, bleed black. Be sure to check out those and much, much more over at ironbeancoffee.com. That is ironbeancoffee.com, America's local coffee roaster.
This episode of the Sloopcast also brought to you by the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. The Mad Canadian Barbecue Company is also an Ohio-based company, and they like to say that their seasonings will take your barbecue from good to great. Kyle, I was informed by our Sloopcat, a member of our Discord. He's a mod in our Discord server, as a matter of fact. That he put some Four Horsemen on a bacon egg wrap Sunday morning. Bacon egg wrap I had never thought to put either the Four Horsemen or its brother in arms, the Discord, on eggs before. But now that idea has been brought to my attention, you better believe I'm gonna try it. But if you're not into super spicy spices, you could always try. I've put the two border on my eggs a lot. That one's maple. It's got some red pepper in it, but it has a bit of a sweeter tinge to it because of the maple. But you can try. I think you could probably try any of the Four Horsemen, of the Mad Canadian's many spices on your eggs. I say give them all a try. Probably even that salt and pepper bud. But anyway, you can find all of that and more at the Mad Canadian BBQ.com. Use promo code SLOOPCAST10 at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. It's a Mad Canadian Barbecue Company where they have your butts covered. What's up, YouTube and Discord?
Hope everyone is safe and warm.
Safe and warm. Yeah. Safe. I'm going to tell you this, Kyle. I have a mild slope. This is as much weather talk as you're going to get, so I hope you're watching, Suncard. I didn't get up my driveway. You know my driveway. It's not that bad, but it's a bit of a hill. As much of a hill as you're going to get in Columbus. And I didn't get back up at the first try. I mean, I got back up it, don't get me wrong, but not on the first try. And I have four-wheel drive. So there you go. All-wheel drive, technically. I think there's a difference. Hell if I know what it is, but it's there. Not a car guy. All right, that's enough nonsense. Actually, one more quick bit of nonsense before we get going. I have the noise canceling on, so I don't know if this is going to work or not. Anything?
Nope.
No? I love the noise canceling, but it can get in the way of some fun sometimes. All right, that's enough of that. Let's start the show. We've got barbecue back here. You're all invited. Welcome to the Sloopcast. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Doing pretty well. How are you today, Jared?
Oh, I was doing all right. I have no complaints. I mean, I do have one complaint. We just finished watching the Ohio State Michigan basketball game, and Ohio State lost. I felt like they looked really good. So, for what it's, I mean, there are no moral victories. You wanted to win that game, but it's basketball. It's a long season, and we have a long way to go yet. But you know what? Let's first talk about the Penn State game here. So yes,
Thursday,
guys. I'm warning you right now. I know this is a football podcast. This is a basketball podcast today. If the title of the show or the thumbnail of the show did not, if you're just here for the football, maybe just fast forward to about 30 minutes in. I'm just letting you know.
All right. So Thursday, Ohio State defeating Penn State 92-82.
Yes.
Very surprising to see like Penn State keep up with Ohio State, because Penn State's just not that good this year. I mean, they're 7-12 right now. That's
right. With
yeah.
all of the really good games Ohio State's had recently against really good teams, you kind of want Ohio State basketball to blow Penn State, just blow them out, just get rid of them. They're done. But that didn't happen. But maybe forgive them a bit considering the schedule that they are facing. If maybe they looked past Penn State a tad, at least on their way to Michigan. And then, of course, they have Michigan State coming up, which, Michigan State is still Michigan State, even if they're not Michigan State. Does that sentence make sense? Michigan State is still Michigan State, even when they're not Michigan State?
Sure.
Okay. I think it makes sense. So they have Michigan State coming up next, but they just got off of a big game against Indiana, Maryland, Iowa, and they're facing, in the context of Ohio State, Penn State, they were facing a really tough road ahead with Michigan in their future, Iowa again, Illinois again. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them have a similarly disappointing game against Michigan State like they had against Penn State, but still end up winning it. Again, because of what these games are sort of surrounded by schedule-wise.
Yep. Giving up 82 though that's very tough. That's something you really need to work on before the tournament starts, even before the Big Ten tournament. Giving up 82 to Penn State is not going to fly. And then we see here, moving forward to Sunday's game where Ohio State lost to Michigan 87-92. EJ Liddell summed it up in the post interview. We just can't give up 92 points again. Plain and simple.
Can I do a quick in defense of?
Mm-hmm.
In defense of, Michigan scored 76 point something behind the 3-point percentage-wise, behind the 3-point arc in the first half. Now, they cooled down in the second half because statistically, you'd pretty much have to. But Kyle, do you have the stats in front of you? What was the final 3-point percentage?
Oh, let me pull
47.8. I got there first. 47.8. Okay. Kyle, it's Ohio State can't, because they don't have the size. They can't, and we said this on last week's episode when we were talking some basketball last week. We'll find out a lot about who Ohio State is against Michigan. And it confirmed the things we were fearing as far as Ohio State trying to make a deep tournament run. What happens when a team can both shoot and are clearly outsizing Ohio State down low? Now, the bad news is that they lost. What happens when a team is both shooting well and way better than you in the paint? You lost. The good news is they were competitive. 87-92. Like, they were down by 2 points in a half in which Michigan shot 76 point something percent behind the 3-point arc in the first half.
Yeah.
And they were only down 2.
That's the good thing. Like, this Ohio State just showed grit. They showed just a lot of just toughness. Like, you could have easily be like, oh, they hit another 3. Oh, and it just, the morale just plummets from that. But Ohio State just stuck to it. Like, there was something ridiculous. It was close to 20 lead changes all game.
Yeah. It was close the entire game. I think the biggest lead came with
right at the end there. I think
like
when
3
Michigan
minutes
was up
left,
like 8,
2 minutes left. Yeah.
And they were up by like 8 points.
Yeah. Neither team ever led by double digits. Kyle said that, 20 some lead changes. It was a great game. It sucks because Ohio State lost, and that's not the outcome we wanted. But fact of the matter is that it was a great game, and this is one of the best teams in college basketball. It was number 3 versus number 4, and number 3 barely won, which is the outcome you expect, actually. Like, that's kind of what you expect to happen.
I mean, Michigan's only lost one game all year. They're a very, very talented team, and Ohio State staying toe to toe with them shows a lot about this team here. And the biggest takeaway is like what Jared said, is that big man. Can Ohio State somehow overcome a team like Michigan moving forward? Then that's the big question.
There's I see questions in the live chat. Does Ohio State have a center coming in? The boards are where they killed us. Some general anti-Dickerson comments. I thought Ohio State played well, considering I'm in the paint. I thought they played well, considering how good Dickerson is and the size they were giving up. They get out rebounded by only 4. I thought that Young and Liddell, despite the size that they were giving up, I thought Young and Liddell played really well against Dickerson. Again, considering they were really great with the turnovers until late, which I think was the difference. I think that was the difference in the game, is that Ohio State was doing great not turning the ball over until the very end, and that's when, of course, Michigan then took their lead. Losing those possessions, I think, is what killed Ohio State down towards the end. Because, like I said, they were doing a great job taking care of the ball up until then.
Yep. Offensive rebounds was another thing. What Stuart were saying in our chat here. Offensive rebounds. There was times when Dickinson just was able just to grab any rebound because of his height. What is he? He's 7'1" kid. Yeah, he just towers over everybody, over Ohio State. But still, I'm so happy for this team. Freshmen too. Yeah, I'm so really happy for this team.
In basketball, he might be gone.
Like I mentioned, they showed a lot of grit. They showed a lot of grit in that game, and they'll definitely remember this moving forward. And I think it will make them that much better.
I think he is a one and done.
Yeah, I think he's a one and done too. Buckeye Zach, for how well he's been playing. Yeah, I think he's a one and done.
I mean, he's 7'1" and he's properly physical. That gets you paid in the NBA, period.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I feel. Loss stinks. But I'm not overly mad about it. I would love this to be another one of those where Turner makes the 3 right at the buzzer to beat Michigan there. I would love to have that type of game here, but still very proud. I mean, this was a Elite 8 Final Four type of caliber game here. Both teams could not miss. And then both teams, I think for the most part both teams played pretty well defense. Like there wasn't that many just open shots. There was a lot of contested shots. It was a very high intense, just basketball playing that was happening there. This
Dwayne Washington
very
Jr.,
teams.
Kyle, 30 points. You talk about a guy who looked like at times he could not miss. Talk about guys who looked like he couldn't miss. Dwayne Washington, 30 points.
30 points. Yep, 50% from the 3. And even EJ Liddell trying to cover Dickinson for what he can and still having 23 points and 10 rebounds for the game. That's a pretty impressive game there.
Yeah, I thought he played well defensively, again, considering the size he's giving up. You have to say that.
Yes. So I think there's a couple of questions here regarding to the basketball team here.
Yeah.
So if I scroll down here, so Buckeye Zach asked us here, does this recent loss prove the Buckeyes most definitely need a true center based on the many second chances T-Ton got?
So offensive rebounds. Let's talk a second about offensive rebounds. 10 versus 7. Is that correct, Kyle?
Yes.
It's, you don't want to give up 10 offensive rebounds. That's a given. But again, I don't considering, again, I have to keep saying this. Considering the size Ohio State was giving up down low, considering that they played really, they weren't out rebounded that badly. I thought they played well defensively. You're talking about a game in which Michigan was killing it behind. You said, oh, there weren't a ton of open shots. I think Michigan had a ton of open shots early behind the 3-point arc. I think Ohio State was perfectly willing to crash in the paint and force Michigan to shoot 3-pointers in the first half. Now, that didn't work out for him. But in Holtman's defense, you don't game plan for the other team shooting 76% behind the arc. And he adjusted in the second half.
Yeah. What was it? Michigan shot. What was it?
I'm not going to do the math, but they
were 10. Well, no, they shot 10. They were 10 for 13 in the first half. 10 for 13. The second half, 1 for 10.
Yeah.
And you know what Michigan did? And I mean, credit to them to adjusting. They went down in the paint. They forced Ohio State to play very physical, forced Ohio State to foul a lot. And Michigan got to the line a lot more than Ohio State did. And they used their size to their advantage there. I mean, that's a significant difference here. 24 free throws versus 13 for Ohio State. That's it right there. Michigan adjusted when they couldn't shoot the 3 and showed why they're one of the best teams this year. Because when they're not able to shoot the 3, they ditch it to one of their big men there, and we see what happens.
Right. Looking a little bit further here at the stats, Dickerson was 8 for 14 and scored 22 points. Rebounds were 5 and 4, so a total of 9 rebounds for Dickerson. Mm-hmm. That's I mean, realistically, that's potentially the game.
Mm-hmm. But to answer Buckeye Zach's question,
I'm sorry, Kyle, I was setting up a but. I apologize. I was setting up a but. Okay. But EJ Liddell had 10 rebounds. Dickerson did not single-handedly out-rebound Ohio State. In fact, he didn't have the most rebounds in the game. EJ Liddell did.
Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, does Ohio State need a true center? No. I think you get a very physical power forward, and that's your center. And Ohio State, for a number of years, has been pretty fortunate having that big man there, power forward, not necessarily a center, but a big forward.
Yeah,
power forward. Excuse me. It just not so much this year. We just don't have that big bruiser that we typically are used to. Now, Zach Key comes in the second half and was very physical at times, which was, I think a lot of people on Twitter really, in our Discord as well, really applaud for Key being very physical when he did get this chance to.
Yeah. Yeah. Zed Key, I think, is a guy who, again, I don't know if he's a quote unquote true center. I think he's maybe just a big forward, like so many of the other guys on Ohio State's roster is.
Yeah. Another question from Buckeye Zach. Does this game mean both the Basket Bucks and T-Ton are the dominant elites of the Big Ten right now?
But if by right now you mean this season, yes. I mean, yes. Now, Purdue and Illinois have something to say about that. Excuse me, Iowa. I meant to say Iowa. Iowa and Illinois have something to say about that. It is what it is. It's a great basketball conference this year. It's a great basketball conference this year.
I mean, Illinois, you could throw Illinois right in there.
You could, I think you could throw Iowa in there as well.
Yeah, I think you could put Michigan, Illinois, Ohio State, and Iowa are definitely Elite Eight caliber teams.
Did you say Michigan, Ohio State, Illinois, and Iowa?
Yes.
Was that order on purpose? Because I kind of think that's the order right now.
That's how the current standings are right now, based off of conference percentage.
Okay, but I'm now asking you, Kyle.
Okay.
Is that the order?
I would say it is Michigan, Illinois, Ohio State, Iowa right now.
Oh, so you moved Illinois ahead of Ohio State?
No. If I said that before, I apologize. Michigan, Illinois, Ohio State, Iowa.
You just did it again. You said Illinois before Ohio State.
Yes.
Okay, no. Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Just so we're clear, you have Michigan number 1, Illinois number 2, Ohio State number 3, and
right now, yes.
Iowa number 4.
Yes.
Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you hate Ohio State? Go.
It's not so much me hating Ohio State. It's me being
not
realistic.
So much. No, I think Ohio State's. I mean, realistically,
you could put 2A and 2B for Illinois and Ohio State, but
I think you could do 1 A, B, and C. Honestly.
Okay.
So I think going back to Zach's question, is Ohio State, Michigan the clear? No, because I think you have to include Illinois in that.
Mm-hmm.
But just coming, like I said, we're moments off of the Ohio State Michigan game, so it's real easy to feel super high on both of these teams right now.
Mm-hmm. And then last question here: was this a prelude to the 2021 Big Ten tournament finals?
That's just so hard to say because it's a tournament. It's any one game along the way. So, I mean, if I had to put money on it, I'm going to say no, just because I wouldn't put money on any 2 teams making it to the championship game in the Big Ten right now. Mm-hmm. That you could whatever 2 teams you want to say, pick whatever 2 teams you want to say. I'm not going to say these two teams will be in the Big Ten championship game. I wouldn't put money on any 2 teams.
Yeah. I mean, currently right now you have Michigan as a 1 seed, Illinois as a 2, and Ohio State as a 3 seed, and then Iowa 4.
So currently, if that stands, which it probably
won't.
Probably won't. But then it's an impossibility because they're both on the same side of that bracket, so it's an impossibility.
Yeah.
But again, that there's a lot of basketball to be played yet.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Anything else about this basketball team here? Or anything else that you want to
we have
talk about?
I think CJ Walker also had a really great game. Came off the bench, scored 15 points. I think it's tough for Ohio State to win big games when Arns isn't involved, and he wasn't. Scores 0 points.
Only took 2 shots.
Only takes 2 shots. Got to keep singing the praises of Kyle Young. He's not. You look at the stat line for this game, and there's nothing there that necessarily looks amazing, but they just play better when he's on the court. Period.
He's that I call him. He's that scrappy kind of player.
That's the yes. Scrappy is a word we apply to many white players. that's like white kid 101. He's scrappy.
Sneaky athletic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's
the other
true.
one. Sneaky athletic. Don't forget quicker than fast.
Yeah. Kyle Young is definitely that player. Like you just cannot look at the stats to tell what Kyle Young brings to the court. He's not the most gifted player on the court, but man, you can tell that he puts his heart and soul into it when he's on the court there.
Yeah.
Very.
I just think that Ohio State played a really good game. And I think it's hard. I think Michigan's a great team. That's it.
Yep.
This hurts Ohio State in their chances to get that number 1 seed.
Yes, absolutely.
It hurts them a lot, but it's not over by any means.
Yes.
There's still a bit. You win that Big Ten tournament, I think you get that number 1 seed, but this certainly does not help. We said win 2. We talked about the next, the big next 3 games with, this game, Illinois and Iowa still on the schedule coming up. Kyle and I talked about the 4 best teams in the Big Ten. Well, Ohio State is playing the other 3. They just lost to Michigan. We said you win 2 out of 3 of those, you can get that number 1 seed. Well, now they have to win 2 of 2, which is considerably harder than winning 1 of 2.
Yep.
So I think it definitely hurts Ohio State along, from that perspective. But we, I thought Justin Suing played all right.
Right.
Well, by the way, I'll love and respect the Thad motto. So don't take this as a slight. Isn't it nice to see Ohio State play with a bench? Like this team is so deep right now.
They played 5 players off of their bench
in considerable time too. CJ Walker comes off of the bench and he's their 3rd highest scorer. I thought Seth Towns played a lot of minutes. 7, which they had. I guess maybe I inflated how much that was in my head. 7's not a ton, but they still had 2 bench players with over 10 minutes, and CJ Walker, although not starting, definitely had more time in than Arns did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's nice to see a team at Ohio State with like true depth and using it.
To answer your question, I think it was earlier.
What was the question?
I think it was Stewart asked if Ohio State has like a big man coming up here.
I think that was Buckeye Zach that asked that.
Okay,
please
Buckeye
go.
Zach. Yeah. Does Ohio State have a big man coming up here in the recruits? If you look at the recruits, no, not really. You have Maliki Branham, who's a currently ranked 29th nationally out of St. Vincent St. Mary, which we all should know.
You've heard of it. You've heard of it.
I think everybody's heard of that.
We don't got to tell you about St. Vincent St. Mary. You've heard of it.
Yeah. I didn't just say, oh, he's from Akron, Ohio. Nope. We're going to go with the actual high school there. And then the other one is
Malachi.
Kelly.
Stuart wants you to know Malachi.
Thank you. And the other one is Kaylin, who is a power forward from Convoy, Ohio, Crestview. And I sure know that high school.
Yeah.
Crestview High School. Yep.
Is that a Northwest thing right there?
Division 13. Mm-hmm.
All right. But Ohio State is always making moves in the transfer portal as well. So and not to mention the recruiting, we'll see. Stuart says it's where the hell I am, I-town. I think maybe he meant is from. I'm going to assume he meant is from. All right, Kyle. Time for some ad reads.
Sure. Why don't you lead us off here?
All right. Are you looking something up? Is this a look it up, Kyle? Look it up situation? You seem very intent on your other monitor. This is why I'm asking.
Nope. You just go.
Okay. This episode of the Sloopcast brought to you by the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. I talked a little bit about the Discord and the Four Horsemen. The Discord and the Four Horsemen are the 2 spiciest spices of the Mad Canadian arsenal. They are each 4 pepper blends. They're very similar. The primary difference between the 2 is that The Discord has a, excuse me, this beer is very carbonated. The Discord has a sweeter base, while the Four Horsemen has a bit of a saltier base. If you want something less spicy, but still giving you just a little bit of a kick. If you like spicy stuff, but maybe the family doesn't, so you need something that's just a little tiny bit of a kick, then maybe check out the Sonoran Heat. That's an amazing do-it-all spice that will give your food, like I said, just enough of a kick. There's also the Cajun, which is a great do-it-all spice, as is, of course, the S&P Bud. That's an amazing do-it-all spice as well. And you can find those three, by which I mean the Sonoran Heat, the Cajun, the S&P Bud, and the Smoked, which is another great do-it-all spice. You can find all of those in the Just Send It box. That's your starter box. If you maybe don't have a ton of spices, and maybe you're trying to learn to cook a little bit more, and you don't necessarily know what goes on what, and that's a bit confusing for you, check out the Just Send It box. Those are your 4 staples. When you're still just trying to learn to cook, you're not going to go wrong with any one of those 4. So that would be a great starting point. Like I said, if you're, or maybe you know someone who's just starting to cook, maybe someone who's, just maybe heading out on their own for the first time, or just like maybe they're stuck inside because we're still in 2020, even though it's 2021, and you're learning to cook for yourself. Try the Just Send It box would be my recommendation to you. 4 great do-it-all spices, and you can get 10% off of that that Just Send It, by using promo code Sloopcast10. That's Sloopcast10 at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. That's the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, where he has your butts covered.
This episode is also brought to you by our good friends over at the Iron Bean Coffee Company. As I mentioned at the top of the show, Iron Bean Coffee Company is a fair trade certified and USDA organic company. They use high quality coffee beans directly from countries such as Colombia, Brazil, Uganda, Honduras, Peru, Ethiopia, and Indonesia, and other far off lands. For those who are wanting just single servings, they do have them available in K-Cups. They also have gift cards. And, oh, by the way, free shipping for everything over $50. And you can save even more if you use their subscription service. Now, let's talk about some other products that they have, Jared.
Please.
Let us talk about the Fear No Evil. It is a dark roast. They have here in the description, it says roasted to the brink of flames. This is a rich black dark roast. It is void of all light. The sheen is like polished armor, and the feel is like cocoa butter. Or you can get the unicorn.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is, and neither will you, but you can go ahead and get the unicorn, which will just be a random bag, and just you'll be surprised once you open that bag and start roasting it yourself. Be sure to check all of the great coffee over at ironbeancoffee.com. Again, that is ironbeancoffee.com, America's local coffee roaster.
We have clarification from Stuart, Kyle. He did not say, that was not meant to be, it's where the hell, or I don't know what I said. Whatever I said, it's wrong. He corrected it to, where the hell am I, town?
Yeah. Yep.
Fair, okay, so punctuation, it matters. And by the way, I think quotations would have been the correct way to go there, Stuart. Not to correct your punctuation, because I'm sure it was just a momentary lapse of judgment. As a man who typos most things, I forgive you. Hurry, let's keep talking before he finishes what he's saying.
So before the ad, I was mentioning Kaylin Etzler, who's from Crestview High School.
Yeah.
Yes, Northwest Conference. Good old Northwest Conference in Ohio.
All right, Kyle, we have some questions. Let's do some Ask the Sloopcast questions.
All right, let's do it. Let's start from the top here, shall we?
Yes.
Kabuto on our Discord. Again, you can ask us questions in our Discord. Links are in the doobly-doos, as Jared would like to say. You can become just a member, and you once you are a member and you participate a while, you have access to ask us questions. So you have a question, join us on Discord. Big family. It was a great talking to everybody while the game was going on. Check us out. It's like family.
Yeah,
it's like
the
family.
basketball
versus what you see on Twitter.
Yes. The basketball chat that we use in game is a part of the free package of the Discord server. So just so that one's not behind the paywall. So every member of our Discord server could have participated in our live game chat.
Yes. Kabuto asks us, if you had to do an entire podcast, 20 to 25 minutes for each minute of a movie,
for each minute,
what movie would you pick?
Does it have to be? I think it has to be a bad movie, right? Does it have to be a bad, or it has to either be? It has to be a bad movie that's really good at being a bad movie. So you couldn't have a slow-paced movie. It would have to just be like bad, 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 like constant garbage being thrown at you. Or it would have to be like an amazing movie that's just packed with all of it. I feel it has to be a movie that's just insanely packed with detail and is great. Or a fast-moving bad movie. I almost want to do like a Transformers movie. It's a terrible movie, but very fast-paced.
I'm not saying this is a bad movie because I like it, but what about Deadpool?
I think it would be interesting maybe to do any of the Marvel movies because it's so like deep in lore. Mm-hmm. You could break down, okay, now how does this connect to that character and how does that connect to this character? You know what I mean? I feel like anything that exists inside of a larger universe gives you a lot more to talk about. Again, if you had to fill 20 minutes for every 1 minute of the movie, you had to break down each individual. It would also be helpful, like you said, with a Deadpool sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
How does this interconnect with the other? And I get it's Sony Marvel, not Marvel. And those two worlds are going to be anyway, getting too deep into the woods. Next question.
Yeah, all right. Brawley asks us, if you had to line up the perfect week of dinners, what would your 7 meals be? Ooh, I'm going to have to get my notepad here.
Oh man, this is, am I trying to be healthy or not?
It just says here, your perfect week of dinners. So that is up to you.
I'm gonna throw cost out the window here, and we're going steaks. That's a nice amount of protein. Again, I'm throwing cost out of the window here. We're going steak. Every week, or every day.
Every day of the week.
Yeah, we'll do a T-bone one day. We'll do a strip the next day. We'll do a flank the next day. We'll do a ribeye the day after that. We can still get some variety. And I tell you what, I'm trying to be healthy. Let's do a side salad
with steak bites in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. There's going to be steak in the salad. Don't get that mixed up.
Mm-hmm. So yes, definitely a type of steak.
We might put bacon instead of doing a bacon wrap steak, Stuart. We might put bacon in the salad. Salad with a side
salad with a side of steak.
That works.
So some of my other meals that I love to make, I love making my buffalo chicken pizza.
It's a winner.
Oh, I love that. Even just making some burgers using our good friend, some of the Mad Canadian spices on it.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite for a burger? What's your favorite? Let's throw a Mad Canadian, a free one.
Ooh.
I go Kerry steak on the burger.
Kerry steak or the Sonoran heat.
You can never go wrong with the Sonoran heat.
Mm-hmm. Want something a little bit? You want a little kick on that? Maybe put on a like a pepper jack cheese on that.
Oh yeah.
Buckeye Zach asks us, "What's your favorite March Madness weekend game meal?"
If I'm doing sports, I always like to make a nacho plate.
Yeah, so something with like just a lot of just like side foods. Like you could classify like nachos as one, maybe like pizzas, like just a lot of, you can just grab little bits of it.
Appetizers.
Yes, appetizers. Thank you. I could not think of that word.
Yes.
Appetizers.
Appetizers for dinner is what you do for sporting events. And I think nachos is my go-to in that case.
Mm-hmm. Nachos, or I think for the Super Bowl, I did buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, Stuart just said that.
Oh,
buffalo chicken dip.
Great minds think alike. Yes. Steak pizza.
I'd do steak nachos or steak pizza. Yeah.
All right, Jared. Before we go down this rabbit hole here, let's go down here to, you know what? No, we'll go to Austin Formation gives us. He has here this week of his questions. He has labeled fact or fiction.
Did we get these Nomad basketball questions? Should we do those first?
Did I miss those? Yes, I did. I apologize.
Let's do some Nomad basketball questions.
Yeah. And does the Basket Bucks have a true sixth man?
Now, Nomad sent this before the Michigan game. He sent this after the Penn State game. And it's hard not to say CJ Walker coming fresh off of his 30 plus, was it 30 plus minutes? I don't have those stats up anymore.
32 minutes.
Yeah. You won Buckeye Zach back, by the way.
All right. Yes. To answer the question, yes, Ohio State does have a true sixth man. Now, a seventh man?
No. If some guys got some guys got healthier, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Another question from Nomad. Are you more impressed with the 90-point plus or more concerned with the 80+ point? I think we kind of answered that already, as
once again
led up another 80+ game.
90 in that case. Yeah. Once again, like, he sent this after the Penn State game. And with the hindsight with the additional information we have in our belt from the Michigan game, you have to be concerned about the other team scoring more at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Those questions became really easy to answer because of what we saw in the Michigan game.
Yes.
They're definitely, Stuart says that the Buckeyes are 7 deep easy. They're definitely 7. Yeah, no, that's a very deep team. I just don't know if there's like, this guy's the 7th man. That, I think, is my only point.
Mm-hmm. Key is a true freshman. He's coming along. I think it was you or somebody else earlier mentioned that Key could be a dark horse come tournament time. Possibly. I do like Key, and I like the future of him. So,
see, I'd almost say Michi before I'd say Zed. But here's the thing. I don't think either of us are necessarily right or wrong. So, but anyway, yeah, I don't. I guess my point is that there isn't one who's the 7th man. All right, Kyle, let's get into this run of questions here.
All right. Fact or fiction here, so we should be able to answer these relatively quick. Fact or fiction? CJ Stroud. Okay, we're swapping over to football now.
These are Austin.
Yes, Austin Formation. CJ Stroud will take the first offensive snap for Ohio State this fall.
If I had to pick one name, which I guess is the game we're playing right now, I'm going to go fact.
All right. Yep. I will go fact as well.
But I'm not settled on that.
I'm not either, but if we have to choose one or the other, I'm leaning more like 55 fact.
See, Stuart said neutral. That's not the game we're playing. It's fact or fiction. You have to pick one. No, you can't say undecided either, Stuart. Stop trying to cheat the system.
Right. Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave are the best wide receiver duo that Ohio State has ever had.
Ooh.
It's so tough with it being a shorter season. If it was longer and they had the...
But Kyle, we're this season. Because we're doing it again.
We are. Oh, boy. Well, he said are the best wide receiver duo that Ohio State has ever had.
Yeah, but we're doing it again. I'm gonna go fact here.
Man, that is so tough. Like, there's another duo that I can think of that has proven, and it was a very, very good duo.
Oh yeah, no,
they had the nickname 7-Eleven, always open.
I know it. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's by a lot. I'm not saying, oh, absolutely. I'm saying yes. I'm squinching my face and I'm saying it with like a little bit of a meek voice. Like, yeah, I think it is.
All right, I'm not quite sold. I'm gonna go fiction for right now.
Okay.
I'll go fiction.
Yeah, it's a hard question to answer.
All right. Friction. Carson Wentz going to be a good quarterback for the Colts. Sure.
I'm going fiction.
Yeah. Okay. Fiction. Air fryers are your favorite cooking instrument.
Favorite. I'm gonna go fiction.
Yeah, I'll go fiction.
Ultimately, I want a stove is my favorite. I mean, grill is my favorite, but unfortunately, I live in Ohio and I can't use it all the time. So maybe if I lived in warmer weather, but I don't.
Ohio State will have a singular running back rushing for over 1,000 yards this fall.
True. It's gonna be a fact. This is going to be a running team. One of them, whoever, I'm not sure who yet, but someone will go over 1,000 yards.
Yes. Best game day food is burgers.
Fiction.
Yeah. I'm going to go fiction as well.
Burgers are great, but I think Kyle and I already kind of covered game day food. I kind of like the picket stuff, appetizer type stuff.
Chicken wings too.
Chicken wings is great.
Yes. Water is wet.
False. Fiction. Water makes things wet. It isn't wet itself. The application of water to something else makes that something else wet.
Ooh, I'll go with Jared there.
Kyle doesn't know if he actually agrees or not. He just realized that I came out strong and he doesn't want to get me started. That's what that was.
You know what? I'll go with fact. Water is wet. It is the essence. Exactly what Stuart says. It is the essence of wet. Yes.
No, it's the creator of wet.
Justin Fields will not get drafted in the first 5 picks. Fiction.
I'm gonna
he'll get drafted. Excuse me. He will not get drafted. I'm going to say fiction. He will be a top 5 pick.
I'm gonna go fact. I think he slips just outside the top 5.
All right.
Someone's gonna screw. And by the way, that's bad. Like whoever does that is screwing up. Don't get me wrong.
Ohio State will have 2 first-rounders this year.
Exactly 2? I'm going to go fact.
All right, who's the second one? Would put you right on the spot here.
The second one, I believe, is... I think they have a couple guys who it could be, but I think it's Davis. I think it's Wyatt Davis. I think he can go in the first round.
Yeah, I'll go with fact as well. I think Ohio State is on that cusp of getting that second person too. I don't know who it might be, but I'll say that there will be a surprise towards the end that a second Ohio State player will get drafted.
Yeah, and I think it'll be someone. Now, if you force me to choose which someone, I'm saying Wyatt Davis. But we have a long way to go yet. Of course, there's no combine this year, but we have a ways to go yet.
Yep. All right, next one here. Ohio State defense will have a better yards per play average than they did last year.
Fact. The defense will be better next year. Now, will it be good enough? I don't know, but it will be better next year.
Yeah, I'll go with fact there. It will be better. Will Ohio State Ohio State will have 4 or more players drafted in the first round, the 2022 draft.
Will Ohio State have 4 more players drafted in the first round of the 2022 draft? That feels possible. I think Olave and Wilson are both capable right off the bat. You probably get, I think it's totally plausible that you get 2 defensive players who I really honestly feel like this next season is so huge for Sevyn Banks. I feel like he could become a first round pick or fall off the face of the earth based off of what happens next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the margin is that big for him.
What about one of our favorite players that we love talking about?
Haskell?
Year of the tight end.
Well, I like Ruckert, but I don't think he's a first round pick. But yeah, I think there's a lot of guys currently on the team who either are currently first round picks or have a real good opportunity to turn themselves into one. Now, and by the way, if Ruckert completely blows up this year, which with a freshman quarterback and maybe a run heavier offense, that's possible.
Maybe.
But I think you talk about Mumford, I think is absolutely capable of, he's not right now, but he could be. We have a bunch of linebackers who will all be draft eligible, who we've not seen on the field. One of them has an amazing year. Maybe. Sevyn Banks. Maybe. I think there's a lot of maybes, and with you already having Munford, who's really close, Ruckert, who's pretty close, and then Wilson and Olave, who absolutely, in my mind, are first-round picks.
I'll go with fiction here. 4 is just, it's a lot.
I think Zach Harrison could become a first-round pick after this year.
But I'll go with fiction, though. I'll go with fiction.
Fair enough.
E.J. Liddell will suit up for the Buckeyes this fall.
No. I think he's NBA bound.
Agreed. So fiction. Ohio State will reach, at minimum, the Elite 8.
At minimum is tough. I think they're an Elite 8 team.
Yes, Stuart, hammer the over. I'm going to go with fact here.
I'm going to go fact as well. But I think they're an Elite 8 team. And of course, it just depends upon who they play in the Elite 8.
Mm-hmm.
But it just depends upon who they have to play in the Elite 8. But the Elite 8 is approximately where I'm placing them right now.
Ohio State will win the Big Ten tournament.
I can't say any one team, so fiction.
Cover your ears, guys, but I'm going to say fiction.
Yeah, I can't pick any one team. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say fact about any team.
Mm-hmm. Team barbecue is generally the best dipping sauce.
Okay, first off, you have to say barbecue sauce. Is it barbecue and barbecue sauce are not the same thing? Come on, Austin. You've lived in the South too long. You know better. No, I'm not a big barbecue sauce fan.
I'm not either. Yeah. I'm not either.
I prefer mustard. Ugh, I don't like mustard.
I'm not a mustard person.
No. Wish I did. It's very healthy. I wish I liked mustard more, but I don't.
How about some of that cane sauce?
There is mustard in that, I think, but it's like the best dipping sauce is cane sauce.
Well, speaking of mustard-based potato salad is superior.
False. Absolutely false.
Yeah, false. Mayo. False.
I've made a German potato salad that's primarily like vinegar and a tad bit of I don't want mayo or mustard. I can do vinegar. I've done a German potato salad that's amazing. It has bacon in it. It's bacon. It's potato. It's a little bit of vinegar. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. Trevor Lawrence will have a better pro career than Justin Fields.
I'm gonna say fiction, but I'd also say fiction if you told me the other way around, because there's too much other Like, what team do they end up on, and how does that team? I wouldn't be. I don't feel comfortable saying fact, no matter who was on other side of that question. So I'm going to say fiction.
I'll just go with fact, just because of what we see with Trevor Lawrence, and I just think overall he'll have a better career. Yeah, it also depends on who's surrounding them.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what team are they on? What coach?
I'll go with fact, though. I'll go with fact.
I think Dwayne Haskins, if he doesn't end up in Washington, for a number of reasons, I'm not claiming Dwayne Haskins is a victim in that situation. I think it was very bad for him to go back home and be around, but it just depends. And I think Dwayne Haskins has an opportunity in Pittsburgh to rehab his career, but it's not been a great start for him. And I think in large part because he was picked by Washington. Had he been picked by someone else, I think he'd be doing much better right now.
Well, I mean, look where Trevor's going to go.
Allegedly.
Okay. At least 2 Buckeyes will win the Super Bowl next year. There were none this year. No Buckeyes in the Super Bowl for either team.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll just go with fact. I'm going fact.
Fiction. I'm going fiction.
All right. Ohio State will start 3 seniors on the offensive line this year. Redshirt juniors are included.
What? So that's Fairmont. I forget what the COVID season has me real mixed up about who's designated what right now. So the offensive line right now
that'll be Munford, Ray, Jones, Petit Frere.
Munford. Hold on. I'm super confused. I think the offensive line is. So So he says 3. Did he say at least 3? Is that what?
3 of these 4: Munford, Ray, Jones, Petit Frere.
I'm sorry. I'm super confused right now. Ohio State will start 3 seniors on the offensive line this year.
Yep. Redshirt juniors are included in that too. So who's been there for 4 years?
Okay. So I'm going to say true. I'm going to say fact.
Munford, Jones, and Petit.
I think so. Yeah. You add Paris in there and you add Harry Miller in there. I think it's the 2 guys who aren't. I think that's kind of where I'm leaning offensive line wise right now.
All right. So we both agreed to that. Travion Henderson will have the best season at running back for Ohio State this year.
I'm gonna say fact, but
you want to say fact, but I'm going to go with fiction.
I want it to be him. I don't know if it is. It all just depends upon what he is capable of doing when the ball's not in his hand. Can he do all the? We know what he can do with the ball in his hand. What does he do when the ball's not in his hand in order to earn that playing time is the big question.
This year, Stuart. This year, 2021 season. Dobbins isn't part of Ohio State this year.
I think he knows that, Kyle.
The player most likely to win a fist fight on the team is Haskell Garrett.
True.
I'll go true.
I gotta keep an eye on Thayer Munford as well.
I'll go with true with Garrett. Let's see. Wendy's chili is better than Skyline. True. 4 of these teams will be in the playoffs this year. Ohio State, Oregon, Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Notre Dame. True.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama just feels almost given. It really does. And then I think you cover your
Notre Dame, Oklahoma, or Georgia there. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Oregon deserves to be in this class of teams, but I'm gonna say true. Yeah, you have 3 of the 4 absolutely, and then Georgia, Oklahoma, Notre Dame feel like a great trio of possibilities for that 4th spot.
Yep. Playoffs will be expanded to 8 by the beginning of the 2025 season.
True. I'm gonna say true.
So we got 4 more seasons to deal with. I'll go with fact. I think we're about to see some changes here. I'll go with fact. So 4 seasons from now, we're going to be talking about 8.
I
might lean towards fact.
I've been a champion of 8, so I want it. So let's just be very clear about that. I want it. I would have almost said fiction, except I even saw Urban Meyer during a Fox broadcast, who had been adamant that 4 was the number. 4 is the number. 4. And then I even saw him this year be like, 8?
Yeah.
Now, how much of that has to do with him no longer being a coach? Maybe a lot.
Maybe. All right. Vanilla is superior to chocolate.
True.
I'm going to go with fiction.
Excuse me. Fact. I prefer vanilla.
I'm going to go with fiction because they're equal.
Ah, okay. I see what you did there. But I disagree. Vanilla's superior.
All right. All right. One last one from Stuart. Kevin Warren, fire. Fire Kevin Warren. True or fiction?
Fact.
All
right. We got some from Suncard here. We need to get some of these from Sun. We're running out of time. We can't do. We have a bunch more of these. We're just going to do some more of these. Pick out some of your favorite ones.
Here's a good one from Suncard. JT Barrett will be appreciated more as the years go on.
True, because I think he did a great job advancing the program, even though I don't necessarily think he was capable of winning a national title.
Mm-hmm. Ohio State will lose a game before the playoffs this year.
I'm going to go fiction.
Fiction. All right. One last one from Suncard. Weather talk is the best way to start a podcast.
False. Fiction. False and fiction.
Hey, everyone in the Discord. Fact.
All right. Some from Buckeye Zach. Ohio State takes a tight end and a linebacker in the transfer portal for 2021. Neither of those, they want depth at both of those positions. Well, actually, I take that back. They want depth at tight end, but they only want a starter for the linebacker. So to get both of them, I'll say fiction. To get you now, if it was or and not and, I'd say fact.
All right. Based on how this is written, I would say fiction.
Paris Johnson, this one also from Buckeye Zach. Paris Johnson Jr. will have a big year starting on the offensive line. Fact.
I'm going to go with fact right now. I'll go with fact.
CJ Stroud throws for 2,000 and rushes for 1,000 yards in 2021.
I'll go with fiction.
I'm going fiction.
I think he gets closer to the 1,000 rushing, but I don't think he gets to the 1,000.
I don't know that he's starting. So to start giving him stats to one, you're moving past one presumption and into another presumption. One, I don't think he's going to rush the ball that much. Two, I don't know for a fact that he's even going to start. Do I think he's going to start? I already answered that question. Yes, I believe that is a fact. Mm-hmm. But I don't know it. So to move a presumption into another presumption, I'm not going to do it. That's fiction.
All right. Let's see. Olave, a 2021 Heisman finalist.
I know we just had a wide receiver win the Heisman, but it's just too rare. Fiction.
As a finalist, fact.
Yeah, I know, but he's going to have a first-time starting a first-time starting quarterback. I'm going fiction.
All right. One last question here from Suncard. Crunchy peanut butter is the one true form of peanut butter.
Fiction. I like fiction. I like crunchy. I'm just not going to hate on creamy.
Yes, I love creamy.
Yeah,
crunchy for me.
Yeah, I don't take a side in the great peanut butter wars. That's it.
All right. I think that's it, Jared. I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah, we're going to try and wrap this one up on time for a change. And then we're meeting some crunchy-based resistance.
Answer the Joe Milton question. Should Ohio State bring Joe Milton in so he can take part of part in hanging 100 on the team up north?
Fiction.
Yeah. Fiction.
That one's from Stewart_E4USFet. That's fiction. Ohio State's not going to take in a starting caliber quarterback. If they bring in a quarterback transfer, it's going to be a guy who's looking to get his graduate degree from Ohio State, not a guy who's looking to play at all.
Yep. All right, let's go ahead and end today's episode.
All right, everyone, that's all the stuff. Make sure to check out thesloopcast.com, which is just a landing page that directs you to all of our other links. And you can find all those other links that takes you to things like our Patreon page, where you can contribute to the podcast for as little as $3 a month. It's $3 a month. That's like a candy bar, or maybe 2 at a gas station. Right? $3 a month. Help us grow. We want to get some better cameras. We want to keep it. You know, if you see all the video setup that we're doing now, the way we're actually able to contribute on YouTube now in a meaningful way, we bought new computer equipment, we bought new mics. We're trying to turn this into something more and bigger. And the people who have contributed to us in this past year, including our wonderful sponsors, Iron Bean and the Mad Canadian, have helped make this possible. And if we want to continue to make this even bigger, we do need additional help. We need additional support. So it's as little as $3 a month, and you get premium access to the Discord, early access to episodes. There are different tiers, so you can contribute more and get additional benefits. But I'll be honest with you, the $3 tier is going to get you access to almost anything you're probably going to want to get access to. So you'll be great at the $3 tier. Come join us. You get, like I said, premium access to the Discord is worth the $3 a month all by itself, but that's not where it stops. And there's a lot more to it than that. So
and don't forget about the goal.
Don't forget about, you tell us, Kyle.
What did we set it to? How much was it?
Like $550, I believe it's currently. I believe it's set at. Yeah, if we reach our Patreon goal of $550 a month total, which by the way includes our advertising money, so support our sponsors. So our ad money is included in that total. If we reach that total, we become a 5-day-a-week podcast during the football season, and we add an additional episode during the off season. So we'd go back to our, we're in the off season of the football program now. We go back to doing 2 episodes a week from our 1 episode a week. And during the football season, we go to 5 episodes a week. So that's a thing that you can help make happen by going like just $3 at a time. We aren't super close. We're like 66, maybe 65% of our way to that goal. Again, mostly on the backs of our advertisers, but you can help out as well. So Kyle, that was a lot of talking I did about the Patreon. So I'm not going to talk about anything else. If you want to find links to all of our YouTube stuff and podcast stuff and merchandise stuff, I'm wearing merchandise, Ohio Beer Only t-shirt available in our 7071 store. You can find links to all of that stuff at thesloopcast.com. Kyle, do you have anything in Kyle's corner?
Oh, one thing we missed, but
by the way, just real quick, sorry, if any of our people currently in the live chat want to recommend music, now would be a great time to do that.
So this week, Ohio State taking on Sparty on the 25th, which is a Thursday. So Thursday, 9 p.m. on ESPN. Ohio State takes on Sparty up in East Lansing. And then a week from today, as we're recording this, so Sunday, Ohio State will be hosting Iowa at 4 p.m. Now, Jared, I don't know if we'll be, I think we might be recording before then. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We can always delay. We could always do a Tuesday episode.
Okay. All right.
The basketball's too good not to record around right now. Last year, this time, we didn't adjust our recording or release schedule around basketball. This year, it's a little too good. We might have to do it. We'll make an announcement on both Twitter and the Discord about our plans. We'll figure it out.
Yep. So Sparty Thursday, Iowa Sunday. Be there. Be sure to join our
Iowa game again.
Be sure to join our Discord. I mean, there's a lot of fun during the basketball games. So
yeah, for sure.
All right, that is it. That is it.
Oh boy, Kyle, talk for just a little bit longer about basketball for me. What was the name of the, or excuse me, what time's the Iowa game again? I missed that.
Let's see. Michigan State 9 p.m. Thursday. Iowa is 4 o'clock in the shot. 16-6, 11th ranked Iowa versus 4th ranked Ohio State, which, by the way, I hope that Ohio State does not drop based on their loss.
I mean, they probably will, because it's stupid. It's just, polls are stupid, and they probably will, but they won't drop too far. So we'll see. We'll see. Why so late? Probably the answer, Buckeye Zach, is probably because of television. So Kyle, is that it for Kyle's Corner?
That's it.
All right. Tonight's ending band is Label Me Lecter. They're based out of Columbus, Ohio, and you can check out links to all of their stuff in the show notes. And with all of that being said, I'd like to ask everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. Once again, this is Label Me Lecter. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Discord? How you guys doing? YouTube people can't talk back. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just letting this game settle in, and yeah, I agree with our folks in the Discord. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. I mean, yeah, you lose to your rival, but it doesn't hurt to me based on how they played.
I mean, Ohio State and Michigan is I mean, it's Ohio State and Michigan, but it's not. It's basketball. It's not football. Like, it's not the same. We don't have to pretend like it is.
I mean, Michigan fans, well, because they're a basketball school right now.
Right. And as Ohio State and Alabama are proving right now, you have to be one or the other. Drinking a Hazy Miss Daisy from Zaftig Brewing. It's not focusing. Okay. You're just going to have to trust me. It's a Hazy Miss Daisy from Zaftig. That's what I'm drinking right now. And let's give Apollo a quick shout out.
That's Apollo. Look like LG.
They're back there in the chicken cooker, so it's hard to tell. Someone called it a chicken cooker because it's the bright red lights, and I found that really funny, so I just go with it. All right, Kyle, let's end the episode. Once again, I'd like to thank Label Me Lecter for ending today's episode. And I once again want to thank the Mad Canadian Barbecue Company for sponsoring today's episode. The Mad Canadian Barbecue Company is an Ohio-based barbecue spice and food truck company. They are based out of Cary, Ohio, which is in the Lima, Findlay. Kyle, which one are they closer to, Lima or Findlay? Findlay. They're in the Findlay. Cary, Ohio is in the Findlay area of Ohio. You can check out so many great spices. I want to talk about the old fashioned. Do you like bourbon? Do you like cherry? Do you like an old fashioned cocktail? By which I mean, I don't mean like an old I mean an old fashioned, cocktail. I don't know if that comma actually helped out at all, but it's bourbon and it's cherry. It's a little bit of bitter. It's fantastic on your ribs or maybe on a beef roast. Basically, it's a great slow cooker is sort of how I describe that. If you want another great slow cooker, might want to check out the Savory. The Savory is great on your shredded chicken or your shredded pork. Again, doing like a nice long barbecue or even crock pot meal, trying to get like that authentic like shredded chicken flavor. I would check out the Savory. The Coffee and Q, that also goes great on beef. It's coffee. And it's a barbecue seasoning with a coffee base. In fact, it's an iron bean coffee base. It is the cast iron, if you're interested. That's the coffee that's in the Coffee and Q. There's the Ope, which is smoked ranch. I don't have to say anything more. It's smoked ranch. It's the smoked ranch flavoring. I don't have to. That's it. It doesn't need any additional help beyond that, right? Smoked ranch. Period. Done. That's it. You don't need any official encouragement beyond that. So you can find those spices and a lot more spices, including the Brits blend, which is an amazing taco / nacho / chili mix. So that's the Brits blend. Anything Southwest, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. And it does not matter. It's great. You can find all that and more at the MadCanadianBBQ.com. It's Mad Canadian Barbecue Company. Use promo code SloopCast10, SloopCast10 at checkout to get 10% off your entire order. Mad Canadian Barbecue Company, where they have your butts covered.
This episode was also brought to you by our good friends over at the Iron Bean Coffee Company. Iron Bean Coffee Company is an Ohio-based company. They are husband and wife owned. They are USMC veteran and women owned and operated. One thing that we haven't really talked about here is one thing that they advertise right on their site. Again, that's ironbeancoffee.com. They have the whole shebang sampler. They have just little samplers of a variety of all their coffee beans there. I don't see exactly which ones are in it. They just said it's a big. Oh, here we go. There are 12. There are 12 of them. So it's the Fear No Evil, the Fierce, Integrity, Drink from the Skull of Your Enemy, the Odin, Dark Rocco, Thor, Rocco, Ride or Die, Cast Iron, Rage Against the Dying of the Light, and the Loki. So you get 12 2.5 ounce packets for only $25. That sounds like a hell of a deal if you ask me. So check out that great deal and other merch over at ironbeancoffee.com. Again, that is ironbeancoffee.com, America's local coffee roaster.